We should have no issues now.
Of
We hope.
course, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay.
All right.
So, what would you like? What would you like to feel?
Happy and content are the words that come to mind.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So head, feet, face up. Welcome. Okay. I'm asking to get into Codey's energy 100%. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious. Yeah, we need to go straight into your unconscious brain. Okay, so where shall we start? So adrenaline, survival, deep survival. Right, so there is a hidden deep survival pattern. Is there celestial circuit or is it more brain pathway? So we need to go straight into the hidden deep survival pattern. So that's that unconscious pattern where your brain knows you're still mama lion and having to do everything else, but inside the brain's going, holy shit, life's going to be tricky forever. So yes, we need to calm that down. Okay. There's the pattern stored, EMC, MMC, PVSS, right? So it's stored in the periventricular survival system. So that's the little survival system to do with sensory overload.
Yeah, okay.
So it gets to the spot where you don't want to hear one more thing, you don't want to see one more thing, you don't want to feel one more thing, you just want it all to relax. You just want to feel peace and calm and be happy.
Yeah, well, actually, after you said the words, like I said those words, a few moments later, the word peaceful came to mind as well. So
beautiful. Yeah. Awesome. So this is also where the sixth sense happens in the periventricular survival system. So that stuff we know, but we don't know why we know. The stuff that comes to us from our angels or our higher self or whatever. So this little area, sometimes it just feels totally discombobulated.
Yeah.
Lots is going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first little area showing up is the anterior cingulate gyrus. So this is where, this is where you want to be perfect under stress at all times. But there's a pain and punishment circuit in there. So your brain is just going, it's not so easy, dude. So it's, so it's sort of like a spiral that's just whizzing away in the background that we need to unravel a bit. Yeah, and this is this periventricular survival system in this area, the anterior cingulate gyrus. It's a gyrus in the brain, and what it's doing is always trying to find the next thing to go wrong deliberately based on something we've done in the past. So it's trying to deliberately make you look out for what could go wrong next so that it doesn't happen. But of course, what that does is put our boundaries up. So we forget to live our best life because we're too busy keeping ourselves safe.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Next little area showing up is the subclossal gyrus. No, it's not. It's the orbitofrontal cortex. Right. And that's the one your brain would rather escape because this one's about conflict. Yeah, right. So you're not a conflict girl. You'd do anything to avoid conflict. Yeah. So your brain's just going into escape, submission, freeze rather than, and that can be anything. That can be, love something, hate something, tell them, don't tell them. It's sort of like the old, does my butt look big in this, So you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. So sometimes our brain can be in that bit of conflict because we just don't want to go there. It might work. But yeah, so being in escape around that. But that little part of the brain, it just lets me know that the frontal cortex sometimes takes a bit of a holiday. So it just doesn't want to bring in that logical, creative thinking. It wants to sort of keep it at bay, so that you're living on survival stuff so you don't miss something rather than thinking logically and creatively. Who are you more like, your mum or your dad or grandparents? Like, who's your personality most like?
Um, I don't know. There's part of me that wants to say mum, but then I think I have more aspects of dad in terms of like the love for reading, but then I look more like mum. So
Yeah, right. Interesting.
I don't know really. So I think I have aspects of both.
Yeah, nice.
Um yeah. I don't know which way I go more though.
Interesting. My dad died so young. He died at 44. So we were all, I suppose I was 20 when he died.
Mm,
So I always assumed I was like my mum.
mm. Yeah, well, dad hasn't been around most of my life, like kind of very distant.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
there's a few things that are somewhat more like him, but then probably my core nature is probably more like mum.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we're in the reticular activating system. The reason I asked that is that subcolossal gyrus showed up and there was some suppressed anger in there. So
Mm.
once again, not coming out. It's just sort of like bubbling away inside.
Mm-hmm.
So then as soon as that showed up, that's that triple within the periventricular survival system, the orbitofrontal cortex, anterior cingulate gyrus, subcolossal gyrus, and that trio tends to have family genetic
Yeah.
connections. Yeah. But yeah, so then we came down into the reticular activating system. So that little guy, it's in behind the brain stem, and what it's doing is waiting for something new to happen, and then it decides what hormones it's going to release when something new is happening. So, just say with 4 years of, fairly decent levels of stress, for example,
Yeah.
so it's like the brain just goes, oh, crap, here comes something new. Obviously, it's going to create more trauma. So the nervous system is waiting for the next trauma from anything new.
Yeah. Okay.
But of course, it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's low serotonin, so it's calming the serotonin down
Mm.
because it doesn't want you to relax and be happy, or the tiger will pounce.
Got ya.
Yeah, and then it's creating vigilance. So then there's just that low level vigilance in the background so that you don't miss anything.
Right.
How do you sleep?
Um, Not the greatest. A bit better. Like I do take melatonin to sleep better though.
Yep,
But I'm still breastfeeding at night.
yep.
And we co-sleep with a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. So
Right.
which are wiggle pots. So
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, there's another reticular activating circuit. Okay, so this time it's still the low serotonin, but this time it's with noradrenaline as its cofactor. So noradrenaline, once again, it's the nervous system just going, no, 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 no. The stress is always going to be there. So just, relax and get used to it. But yeah, I do. I sort of think of it as, where are the families of tigers? With the adrenaline, the tigers are in the room. With the noradrenaline, they're hiding around the corner. You don't know where they are, but you know they're going to come out to play at some stage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this next level of the reticular activating system is more about tension and stress in the body. Where do you feel your body?
Like my shoulders and neck probably is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're always a bit
tenser, yeah. Or the hips is the other area. It gets a bit tight.
Did you ever have a chiro treatment or anything since the kids were born?
Yeah, I've had a few, yes.
Yeah,
I'm probably a couple months since I've had one though.
yeah, okay. And it always feels better afterwards?
Generally, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Okay, so right. Right. So the supraspinatus on the top of the shoulders, that's the old supraspinatus for the conscious brain, that little guy at the top, it's too tight. So actually, funnily enough, for that muscle, it's the emotional stress release points and the central meridian. They're the two that really help it because it's to do with the brain. It's to do with conscious brain. All right, anterior neck flexors are showing up as well. Actually, can I surrogate for Codey for a sec? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to surrogate for you for a sec. Yeah, none of those anterior neck flexors are working as well as they should. Ever had a whiplash or anything like that?
Once my daughter was around 1, so
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Did it ever fully recover, or has it always been a bit niggly since?
It was fairly minor, so I don't think I really wasn't something that bothered me all the time or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually whiplashes can be emotional as well.
Okay.
So you think something's going to happen.
Actually, when you say whiplash and emotional, I think of my husband because I feel that with him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So what we'll do, so there's a pain punishment circuit in there. Let's just ask in relation to any and all emotional whiplashes. Once again, can you use me as a surrogate? Yeah, okay. Yeah, the neck muscles are working well. They're not moving at all. So that means that those rear neck muscles are doing all of the job, holding your head on your neck, on your shoulders. That'll be making you tired by the end of the day as well.
Okay.
Okay, so for that, with the emotional whiplash, we need to do a tuning fork combination. Okay, so lungs is the first one. Lungs is about grief, guilt, regret. Lungs, small intestines. Small intestine is grandmother energy of lungs, and small intestine is in the red. It's the fire element. So it's that imbalance with love, joy, and love and joy and hate. It's sort of that sort of thing. And lung is very much about grief, guilt, regret. That's either internal or external. So let's see what tuning forks we need. So lung and small intestines. Okay, interesting. So what it does, it's sort of the aspects with the flower essences are looking at a whole bunch of combination of emotional gear, that sort of connect together in relation to things. So the coordinates with the flower essence, the different combinations give us different types of emotional gear. So this combination is when we've had to allow ourselves to be numb because something's been too painful for a while, and then we come back in and we start with sarcasm, because sarcasm, once again, it's a bit of protection. So when we're not fully allowing ourselves to be emotionally vulnerable as well as we could, we often come back in with something that's protecting our heart. It's
Mhm.
protecting ourselves. But the flower essence that's showing up is Silver Princess. And
Okay.
Silver Princess is awesome because it is about allowing you to find your life's purpose.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite flower essences. Because I imagine there's been some tough times over the last 4 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we need to transcend. Okay, so we need to transcend some emotional flatness and despondency, but then the positive of it is the really beautiful side. So we need to do it twice. Do we need this meridian? Nope. Do we need, okay, so we need brow chakra, need throat chakra, and base chakra, okay. And then we need some big tuning for, we need some big figure 8 energy as well. Okay. I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly, and supportively transcend my emotional flatness and my despondency into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly, and supportively attune to my life's purpose, act with motivation and direction, and express my love fully and freely. I take responsibility for my attitudes and now choose to kindly, gently, lovingly, and supportively dissolve my emotional flatness and my despondency into all-encompassing love. I make the commitment to kindly, gently, lovingly, and supportively attune to my life's purpose, act with motivation and direction, and express my love fully and freely. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Yeah, Silver, I'll send you a photo of that one. You know, it's a really nice one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so right. So now we're back into the body again. So the reticular activating system, because of the serotonin being low, because of the vigilance in the body. So I might actually just get you to tighten your shoulders a bit, tight, and relax. And then just feel that neck, get your neck tight, and relax. And then that lower back and the hips, tight, and relax. Okay, so this time we've hit a different hormone. So this time it's showing up as acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is like a triple shot of coffee. So the noradrenaline's like one cup, one shot. The adrenaline's like 2 shots. Acetylcholine's like the triple shot. So that's what's stored in the muscles. Do you have a bathtub?
A short one, but yes.
Yeah, right.
So I sit in it and my feet touch the end when I'm sitting, like the full length of my legs, and I'm not tall.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that triple shot of coffee, the acetylcholine is kicking that vigilance into it. It also keeps us awake, obviously, but we don't want to be awake from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m.
No.
It's sleep.
My daughter's actually been waking up the last few nights after a couple hours going to sleep, and that's not normal for her. And my son, he's always been a bad sleeper.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried any melatonin with him?
I have, and it's helped him to actually not take several hours to go to sleep anymore at night. So he doesn't do that anymore, but he's still and that's I only started that this year. So like the first 3 years of his life have been really hard. Like he dropped to one nap a day at 9 months old. And then like by about 15, 18 months, he was like, I don't want to nap anymore.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's heavy duty.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, we hope to catch up, don't we?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So the next thing that's showing up is your hippocampus. So hippocampus is a memory center, and it's the third hippocampal circuit. So it's bypassing a few of the other ones, but the third hippocampal circuit is very much about survival.
Okay.
So when things are of life or death importance. So it's when the brain, either rightly or not, puts things in that life or death importance, and you can imagine that keeps the nervous system up and running, so that once again, it's trying to stop us from missing anything. So it's sort of interesting. I'll go have a play and see what's showing up, because there's a few things that can go on in here. Yeah, right. So belly button. So if you just pop 2 fingers on your belly button, because it's showing a double belly button, which is CV8 in this circuit, that is very much life of death importance on the left, life and death importance on the right. So both the feminine side and the masculine side are both saying, pick me, pick me. Okay, and then the kidney ones on the bottom of the feet, where the ball of the feet meet in the center. So that's kidney ones. And in this circuit, again, it's to do with life or death decisions.
Okay.
So we've got the double up going on, a pain and punishment circuit that's keeping those life or death decisions just kicking into action.
Yeah, well, mum's also facing stage 4 cancer, so that doesn't surprise me either.
Oh, sweetie. What type?
Started as breast cancer, but it's metastasized to her hips. Her sacrum's pretty much covered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is she up there with you?
Yeah, she lives upstairs.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the night my mum was she started with breast cancer, and I remember the night it was St. Paddy's Day actually, and she rang me up and she said, "Are you sitting down?" I said, "I'm on my way to the pub for a green beer." And she said, "Well, it's now 4th stage cancer, and it's all through the lungs and it's all through the liver." And then I couldn't get a green beer and I cried at the pub. And said, "Why are you crying over a green beer?" Well,
yeah.
Maybe it's not
a great
that.
Yeah.
Boys are so clever. Sorry, Codey. Yeah. Oh, funny. Okay, so there's still something else. So I'm going to do those 2 together. So the belly button plus the kidney ones. Yeah, right. That combination is fear, threat, danger. So it's all driving each other. So there's just all these little webs of things that are keeping your nervous system deliberately in fear. Yeah. So no wonder you sometimes do just feel tired, because it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Needing, and once again, thank goodness you've got that conscious spirituality, so that you can just keep on bringing that vibe up, raising that vibration.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how people do it without it.
No. Yeah.
Okay, that one's clear. Okay, the next one. Yeah, right. Heart 1, that's it starts in the armpit. So heart 1 is in this circuit, it's for when we forget what we know. You know, it's like when life just gets too tough for a little bit and we forget all of the knowledge we've built up and we just feel like we're just flailing along one step at a time without all that innate, beautiful intelligence that's stored in there. So because stress gets so high sometimes, the cortisol, so as cortisol gets high with stress, it shuts down our frontal cortex. So then we're just literally going from moment to moment through the day, which can be good if we're in consciously going from moment to moment, but when we're doing it by rote, we're not really living, you know, consciously. So with heart one, in this circuit, it's very much about forgetting what you know, and then the next day we go, oh, I should have thought of doing that. You know, I've got like a young girl who's been damaged the last couple of years, and she's got supplements at home, and every time I talk to her, I say, well, have you been doing this? She goes, oh, I keep forgetting to do that. She's in so much pain sometimes, even though she knows she could have a bath. She knows she could do heat packs. She knows she could, use the, Renew 28. She knows stuff, but she keeps forgetting, darling. How has your mum coped with the treatment so far?
Okay. Because she was doing it actually. She's been doing a lot of natural stuff. It's only recently, when it had spread and everything, that she's done a couple rounds of radium and one of the hormone blockers. But she's done all right with them. The only thing she's really had come up is some edema recently. So it's just everything flushing out of the system. Yeah. But she's in such good high spirits though for what she's going through, which is awesome. So yeah.
Well, miracles happen.
That's it. Yeah.
Have you heard about the Asia?
No, I've not heard that term before.
I'll send you some information. There's because redox signaling molecules can pass through any membrane or barrier or cell in the body, including mitochondria and stuff. So it's just another really good thing to have in the toolkit.
Okay.
So I'm sort of thinking either we've hit a spot in the hippocampus where it's gone no more, or we need another diffusion. So let's go have a look. I'll just go through my little diffusion correction list. We do. We need to do a chakra to calm down that hippocampus. So let's see what combination we need. It's one of the higher ones. Okay. So we need to calm down the 10th chakra. That's the karmic connection. It's the expression of the soul. So there's a few things in here we need to do. So let's have a look. And even with karma, sort of from things like genetic pathways, family pathways, that sort of thing can be in this little circuitry. So temporal, hypothalamus, okay, and cell memory. Okay, so that one's in 3rd stage stress. So that's chronic fatigue of your 10th chakra. Okay, so we can do the celestial circuit to calm that down. So let's go see where your center of gravity is. Okay, so for a start, it's out over on the left, so it's on the feminine side of the body rather than the masculine side of the body. Have you been feeling like you haven't stopped thinking for the last few years, like your brain has been constantly busy because you're the one? Yeah. So it's like your center of gravity, instead of being below the belly button, your center of gravity, it's more up left. So it's more around the brain area.
Okay.
So it's that feminine aspect of thinking, can't let anything miss. I've got kids who are looking out for, so it's quite, it's a little bit behind. It's not too bad. It's within current sort of space. It's a little bit behind living in the past, but that's only minor. That's really, really minor. but nonetheless, it's about 4 foot or about a meter, you know, sort of up
Yep.
left. So compared to where it should be at your belly button.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the caring side exhausted, you know, so it once again it's not a it's when there's a lot. It's just when there's a lot.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how I've started to describe my life lately. I'm like, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, when my mum was going through chemo and radiation, she had the worst experience with her first chemo. They made a mistake. So they put in the line somewhere wrong. They injected it. It didn't go into the port correctly.
Oh, wow.
It was just this excruciating pain. The poor darling. So she decided she was not doing any more chemo. And she was, you know, that pain never disappeared for the rest of her life, 18 months.
Yeah.
They created such damage in there. It was just so awful.
Yeah, Mum's been in a lot of pain because like the cancer fractured her sacrum, and so then like and she's finding like she's on crutches and stuff to move around and stuff like that now because of the cancer. So
Right.
yeah, but yeah, it's pain's not fun to deal with all the time, eh?
No. No, we went to the hospital twice over the weekend. Not once, but twice.
How fun.
Yeah, 2 different hospitals.
Yeah.
Okay, so to even calm down that celestial circuit, we need to go back into the reticular activating system. So once again, because the celestial circuit, it's about your core sense of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's about your core sense of who you are. So when there's like karmic or family or something sort of stuff coming in there and affecting our cell memory and our soul memory, you know, that can be sometimes it's not us, but we care about it anyway because it's in there, you know, it's part of our lineage. It's like hearing about a grandparent who went through some awful stuff, or, you know, and you really have that empathy for them because, hey, they were someone in our cell line, in our family line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got to calm that down as well. So it was serotonin and vigilance again. Got some really nice energy through there's no shortage of energy through your solar plexus chakra. And when you feel tired, is it body tired or brain tired or both?
We both, yeah.
Good. Okay. So now back to the center of gravity, back to your celestial circuit. Okay. So this side, it's over on the masculine side. And this is first stage stress. So we've gone from third stage stress, which was chronic fatigue of your celestial circuit. We've bypassed the second stage and we've gone down to first stage. So this is one of those, little bit. Let's see what we need to do. Okay, so we need a flower essence. Do we need bark, bush, or bush? So we need the second box of bush flower essence. Right. So this is Waratah. Waratah is an Australian flower bush for when we're losing our ability to access our survival stuff when we're under stress and trauma. How many drops do we need? 6 drops. That's a fair chunk. So yeah, I would agree. It just must be a lot.
Yeah.
On Codey's behalf. Oh, we need to pop some of that into your aura as well. Because the other thing is, you realize that because we're here on the planet, that makes us the toughest and most genetically strong of any of the humans before us on the planet. So even when there are people in our history, like, for example, when I mentioned your mum and your dad before, you were sort of thinking about, but even stuff that we don't see as positives has allowed them to be here on the planet.
Yeah.
A lot of it's about survival. A lot of it's about survival. So we are here because of the culmination, really, of all of the good and the bad of all of our ancestors.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's almost like we can imagine what we would do if the ones that we loved were under trauma or stress. Like, what would that mama lion in you do to protect your kids? You know how strong you could be if you needed to be.
Yeah.
And then sometimes people just get stuck in this stuff because they just don't have the emotional, the EQ, or they don't have the intelligence. They just don't have something, or the support, So people get stuck in positions in our past. So I suppose what I'm saying is that anything that's gone on genetically or emotionally through our family history, at the very least, we need to thank them because we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That at the very least is really powerful. Okay, so your body wants to go check organs now, see what's going on. Okay, so your hips do play up a little bit?
Occasionally, yeah.
Okay. So the circulation of the sex organs, or the pericardium meridian, is showing up. So the muscles associated with that are the glute medius here, and also the glute maximus. So yeah. Okay, so the neurolymphatics are at the side of the hips. And the meridian runs from just outside the nipple to the hand. And it's really easy for the circulation not to be awesome with our sex organs, because this is also, in our whole abdomen, when that gets congested, it can mess with all the circulation to all those major organs and glands down in there. So when we're stressed, we don't breathe properly. And we lose that ability to do that deep belly breath and, get deep inhalations to those lower lobes of the lungs. Do you ever get anxiety, sort of breathing that shallow? Or is that not part of your makeup?
I got anxiety a bit more. I had some bouts probably in my teenage years and when I was teaching full time after I had my daughter, and it was like going back there. It didn't feel right for me now. You can have one each. Yeah. Because after becoming a mother, going back to teaching instead of leaving her never felt right. Yeah.
So stomach meridian is showing up. It showed up earlier on in relation to the neck and the whiplash. So the organ, so stomach organ is, once again, it's about empathy and sympathy again as well. So when we've got a lot going on and our brain is constantly thinking about other people and trying to problem solve and or just feeling what they're feeling. Yeah. And once again, the emotional stress release points, they also relate to the stomach meridian. Peaceful, happy, and healthy. Happy and healthy.
George, it's not a game. Not a game.
So liver is also showing up. So liver is actually, yeah, and when there's been a lot of helplessness and stuff you haven't had a lot of control over, we often just stuff down the anger and frustration of that into that liver meridian. Oh, and kidneys as well. Okay. So kidney energy is about internalized fear and anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, right. And then thinking about your hips. So there's 3 muscles associated with that we do in kinesiology foundations. It's sort of like there's 3 muscles that support the front of the pelvis to the inside of the spine. So the pectineus, the psoas, and the iliacus. Okay, so okay. So about half of them are out of those 6 muscles. It's not all of them, but yeah, there's definitely maybe a bit of a twist in the pelvis. Is that what your chiro ever mentions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One leg seems to go up a bit higher than the other.
Yeah. And you can imagine part of that's because throughout the month, if you see them every month or see them every month or something, then part of it can be because through the month you come out and you're nice and straight, and through the month your body goes into, escape or fight again, and sort of starts pulling our spine out again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably been maybe 2.5 months since I've been this time as well, because life's been a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I love my chiro.
I
was sort of taught young in my kinesiology career that chiros were, back and crack, and just sort of, and since I've been seeing them, I've gone, well, that's some pretty cool tools they've got.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some really nice little skills if you get a good one. Yeah, nice.
There's a tendency.
Yes, it's fine.
I made sure he didn't see before I asked.
Okay. All right. If he wants his, he can have it too.
I know.
Okay.
So it's sort of also showing me that the fascia across the body. Do you get to stretch very often?
I haven't recently, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's sort of like that sort of stretching this way and that sort of stretching. And even like one of the things that you can do is pretending you're climbing a rope, sort of like, and that way when you're doing a nice big stretch, you're sort of getting each side and sort of allowing. And the other thing, because most people or many people have that whole rolled over, it's sort of about really remembering throughout the day to bring those shoulders back, and even like allowing the hands to go back so that it, really opens up through here, because that allows the lymph to work really nice. We've got these major branches of lymph nodes in here. So the more our chest gets tight and our shoulders get tight, that lymph all gets congested, and then our body isn't detoxing properly.
Yeah, right.
So okay, so fascia, yes. So it's just really stretching that way and that way. Yeah, right. So with that, there's some escape energy. So the body wanting to run away. So tightening some of that. Yeah, tightening that fascia. Are you vegetarian or vegan or anything?
No.
Do you have bone broth or collagen or anything like that?
I have some occasionally.
Yeah.
I don't do it regularly though.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't be a bad idea to get into the habit of it.
Yeah.
If your hips are already playing up, like my hips seized for the first time when I was 10. I was sitting
Yeah.
in front of the lounge chair. We discovered somewhere in the next 20 years that we all had the HLA-B27 gene, which predisposes us to all sorts of arthritis. But of course, these days, I'm not sure if I believe any of that. You know, it was probably more environmentally our diet and stress and stuff. But my mum loved it when she got diagnosed with kidney 27s because her doctor told her that one of the, with the HLA-B27 gene, because she got told that one of the side effects was nominal aphasia. And nominal aphasia means that you can't remember the word you're looking for. So the funny thing was mum would not remember a word, but then she would say, oh, that's all right, I've got nominal aphasia. So she used to remember this strange medical terminology, but she couldn't remember someone's name or where she was going or what the street name was. Okay, good. So PVSS, so the fascia right to left, fascia left to right, fascia right to left, fascia left to right. No, okay, good.
Mommy, Mommy, you did the day down.
Mommy's just on the call. I'm almost done, buddy. Okay. What did you want down? Which game, darling?
One bluey down.
Oh, no, you need mommy for that one, darling.
Blue.
So the 8th chakra is showing up.
That is a blue day.
Darling, mommy's just on a call, okay? Can you give me 5 more minutes?
Okay.
Thank you.
So the 8th chakra is at the bottom of the feet.
Yep.
So again, the 8th chakra connects with the adrenal glands. So once again, it's about stress. So all that stuff that hopefully you're doing with the kids, if you're getting outside and getting on grass and all of that nature stuff is really fantastic for the 8th chakra. And rubbing those, those points on the bottom of the feet. I think.
Oh, yeah, and going out around here.
Yeah, just to help to wake up the bottom of the feet. Yeah, right. So your flexor hallucis longus muscles are too tight. Do you have stairs at your place? Yep. So when you walk up the stairs, it's good to let your heel, sort of do a stretch. So that you're getting, because your flexor hallucis longus, it's from your toe underneath your foot, around the heel, and then it comes all the way back up to behind your knee.
Okay.
So when it's too tight, it's often a sign of fight and flight. It's one of the first things we do in kinesiology foundations. Day 1 is we do a reset for it. So it's but it's a big, long muscle that's about clawing ourselves onto the earth. So it's about keeping us planted on the earth and keeping us safe. And it doesn't want to be stretched because it's about, standing our ground, planting ourselves on the planet. Beautiful. Okay. I am happy, healthy, and well. I am at peace. I am happy. I am healthy. I am well. Yeah, good. So I think we're, rounding up. When you watch it again, interesting to see if you can feel some energy whizzing through your body.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because I know the kids have been there in the background, so it'll be good to sort of when you, once again, if you sort of imagine this energy shifting through, so it's not showing up that you've got the survival anymore, the celestial circuit's in place, all of those first 8 chakras are showing up as good, and the last 4 are showing up fine as well. Nice. So thank you. I'll I'll send you a copy of this tonight. Awesome.
Thank you
so much, Codey.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, go play with your kids. And I'll send you some information on the ASEA.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.